Championing you. I'm sat next to a minor celeb now, aren't I? What's it like to be doing all this, and how quickly are these shows growing?
I wouldn't go minor celeb, I'd say a fact. I wouldn't go minor celeb, I'd say it's just a fat kid enjoying his job. Fat kid enjoying his job. It's great for all the shows being sold out. I mean, we've got Maidstone sold out. Obviously, this show's sold out. We've got probably looking at Glasgow's going to be sold out for Cash Farouk versus Lee McGregor. It's great for MTK to be getting their shows on Sky Sports with the golden contract. It's just absolutely madness to think of where we come from a couple of years ago and how it's growing. So it's a great show this weekend. Really looking forward to it.
We know it's a it's going to be fun.
We know it's another big bill on Friday from the fact we're already out of tickets. There may be some fighters that have a few, but we're all sold out. Ulster Hall will be jam-packed on the night, but what stands out for you in terms of the matchups?
It's the main event. The main event has got the juices flowing for everybody. Jay Harris, Commonwealth and European champion, versus Paddy Barnes, a triple Olympian, former world title challenger. Both fighters are with MTK. It's going to be a great fight. Everybody's talking about it, and there's big things ahead for the winner. The winner's going to go on and fight for possibly world title eliminators and bits of like that. So it's a great opportunity for both fighters. Sean McComb versus Emiliano Dominguez, former IBO world title challenger. Another massive step up for Sean. He just fights anybody. He don't even care. You just give him a name. He goes, yeah, no problem. So also we've got the debut of Paddy Donovan, 13 times Irish champion. Also former WBO world title challenger Terry Flanagan versus Michael Anser. Also, the pick of the fight of the night for me is going to be Lewis Crocker versus Ohio Khan. So, which is going to be on in the undercard. Some great fights. I'm really looking forward to being a part of another great night in the Ulster Hall.
Great stuff, Lee. Just pass this down to Lewis. You mentioned a 9-time Irish champ there. There is one of those on the bill as well. I think Pierce O'Leary, a Dublin star that we're looking forward to watching for the first time. But one guy who's already caught a lot of headlines with his heavy hands, particularly a vicious left hook, is Lewis Crocker. Lewis, not seen you for a while, and since I believe you've changed trainers, you're back with people like Stephen Donnelly, Paddy Gow, Conrad Cummings. So what's the mood like in the camp leading up to this one?
Yeah, it's great. You know, Conrad's fighting on Friday, then we'll have Owen and Neil fighting the day after with Donnelly in there, who won the Ultimate Boxer. So all train together, all around the same weight, great sparring. So you know, we're all pushing forward and we're a great camp.
Who's the king of the sparring here at the moment?
Oh no, we're all the same.
The Belfast scene is something you're playing a pretty big part in, and presumably going to play an even bigger part in moving forward. What does it mean to be part of the sort of group of very promising young fighters in this city?
It's class, you know. It's humbling even being at the table with some of these lads, and it's been a third time in Ulster Hall, and the atmosphere is unbelievable. So you know what I mean? Keep winning, and keep getting shows back to Belfast, and so I'm really looking forward to the future.
Bit of buzz about your already plans for the next 12 months. I guess you're looking at regional titles.
Yeah, definitely. You know, get this one out of the way, and then speak to my team, MTK, and see what they have planned for me.
Great stuff, Lewis. If you can pass the mic down, we'll play musical microphones again. As mentioned by Lee there, we do have a potentially dazzling debutant in Paddy Donovan. Top rank don't just sign anyone, and they've jumped all over this boy from Limerick. I guess and also a great endorsement is the fact that a former world champion in Andy Lee has dived straight into management and training. So Andy, you're probably best to introduce Paddy to us. Tell us a little about why you're working with this young man.
I've known Paddy since he was a young kid, and he's been winning everything from the age of 11. I met him more recently at the senior final fight, which I thought he won. But I said to him there, like, this time next year you'll be fighting in Madison Square Garden. Forget about the National Stadium. But he's an exceptional talent. He has an X factor, something that you can't teach. But as well as that, he has very good fundamentals, basics. And for me as a coach, there's not much I have to teach him. It's not a huge job. He does things naturally. He's a hard-hitting puncher. And he's going to excite a lot of people. Outside of that, he's a very, very nice young man, gentleman, and very respectful. And it's a privilege for me and him to be fighting here in Belfast, which is probably the best fighting town in the world. Just the Hall is a historic venue, and this is the first step in a long and successful journey for Paddy. And it's great that Paddy's family and friends will come here to witness him box and say that they were there on his first fight. And obviously, thank you to Top Rank and MTK for working together and giving us this opportunity. And Paddy's fight will be streamed live on ESPN in the United States and also on YouTube all around the rest of the world. So it's a huge platform for him as a debutant, and I hope, we'll see. Look, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he will excite people, and he's going to go a long way. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy. Let's hear from the man himself, Paddy. Quite a buzz about you already, Paddy. Give us an idea of what it's like from your perspective to be making your debut on a platform like this.
Yeah, it's a special day, I've heard a lot about the Ulster Hall. I haven't even been inside it, but I've heard a lot about it, and I'm very excited to start my career in it. We've trained hard, we've prepared well, me and Andy. We've worked on a lot of things, and I'm just ready to show the crowd what I can do.
Great reviews about everything you've done inside the ring, and Bob Arum has complimented you outside the ring as well and called you the best looking fighter since Muhammad Ali. So are you the type of character that enjoys that kind of sort of full package attention?
Yeah, sure. If people's going to say that, I take them compliments all day, but what's the main thing for me is what I do in the ring.
Will you feel any pressure on the night underneath the sort of top ranked banner, and a lot of people talking about you 13 national titles as we mentioned? Will there be excitement, or will there actually be a few nerves the closer it gets?
There's nerves in every fight, but I'm very excited to get out there and fight and show the crowd what I can do and what I've prepared for, what I've been doing all my life. I'm just ready to do what I do,
Lastly, very quickly, what does it mean to have someone like Andy Lee next to you?
Andy's helped me a lot since we've worked together. He's helped me a lot inside the ring and outside the ring, and he's a great guy, and I love working with him, and we've had good moments so far, and I hope we continue that.
Thanks very much, Paddy. We look forward to seeing you set your stall out in the Pro Rex on Friday.
Thank you.
One man who's already secured a world title and been to the top of the tree is Terry Flanagan. Perhaps one of the most underrated fighters around, in that mainly primarily because he never talks smack, I think is what the cool kids call it. But nevertheless a world-class operator, and he's back against Ghana's Michael Ansa on Friday night. So Terry, you bounced back with a ruthless stoppage last time against maybe a similar opponent, but this looks like a slight step up again.
Yeah, it's similar to the last guy, but he's not the best technically like the last guy wasn't. He's a bit bigger physically, a bit stronger, and yeah, I'm expecting a good fight.
What does it mean to be fighting in Belfast, which over the course of the last year has been described as the fight capital of Europe?
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do, boxing in Belfast. I mean, I have a lot of family that come from Belfast. I mean, I was raised there, and yeah, it was always a dream of mine to come over there and fight here, and yeah, I'm glad that MTK provided that for me.
And given you're so recently a world champion yourself, I guess 2020 is about chasing more world titles, and Friday night's about making a statement and sort of sending messages to those world champions. Is there anyone specifically you'll be targeting?
Not really. I mean, I want to get back down to lightweight, and that's the plan, to go and box for world titles at lightweight. I mean, won't be long before Lomachenko vacates them all, and I'll be in the mix to fight for one of them. But yeah, anyone really, hopefully I can get back to title level. That's what I'm in the game for now, to be boxing for world titles. I've been there, done it. I don't want to step down. I sat down with my coach and said, "What do you think? Have I still got it?" And he said, "Yeah, you've not lost anything, and still, if not a better fighter than you was." So yeah, it'd be good to have this push now, look good in these few fights, and then obviously go and win another world title.
Still got the turbo gear, that's good to know. Well, we look forward to seeing you crank up to that gear again on Friday night. We mentioned earlier the city is flying when it comes to boxing, and this is sold out. One of the leading lights of it has been Sean McComb, whose face you may have seen. Do you want to give us a quick blast of the famous face, Sean, for the camera? There it is. So you may have seen that several times. He's been producing some stunning victories, and this only his 9th fight, and he's already going up against the former WBC Latin champion. Sean, any fear in these huge leaps you're taking forward?
No fear, just enjoying it as I go along. Very confident in the game plans that we produce from the gym, working with Danny and Dom, and very confident in my ability to overcome these challenges.
Tell us a bit about the camp, because it's so busy at the moment. Both Tyrone's in the golden contract, yourself fighting Waz, Sam Maxwell's getting famous off the back of that brilliant late stoppage. So it's just non-stop really for Danny Vaughan's stable.
Yeah, the gym's buzzing. We're all working off each other. The house is packed. I'm left to do the cleaning and the cleaning. While Paddy's sitting in his room eating all the hidden sweets down the side of his bed, but it's true. No, but yeah, the house is buzzing, the gym's buzzing. We all have a goal now where we're going. We know what direction we're all going in. You see Wazim was out, and Wazim's a newcomer. He was in Dubai fighting our first round knockout. Paddy, massive fight coming, myself, 2 Thrones, the golden contract, and Sam working. Still obviously putting a video up of his knockout every 3 to 5 days. That comes up. There's 5 million views on it, and he's viewed 4 million of it. So yes, the gym's buzzing, the atmosphere is good, and all the lads are loving it.
I guess people are going to start demanding you're fighting for titles yourself, given the level of opposition you're facing. How soon will you feel ready for that?
I'm ready now. It just doesn't seem much super lightweights have the balls to fit me, to be honest. And I don't blame them either. I have nothing to come to the table with. I have no tables myself, but it's only a matter of time before I'm made mandatory, and I have to take the challenge.
Was it a super lightweight that gave you that slight black eye? Do you want to credit him on camera?
Sarah Osgood. He wasn't a super lightweight when I was sparring, he was fucking middleweight.
Great stuff. Good luck again on Friday night, sure. The main event is a crucial title clash at flyweight, IBF Intercontinental crown on the line. 2 men who respect each other greatly, sparring partners. But on Friday night, I think you're going to see a bit of a war between them. We're going to start with the local hero, Paddy Barnes, 2-time Olympic medalist, needs absolutely zero introduction by an idiot like me in this city. So, Paddy, hometown fight, big title on the line. It could suddenly push you straight back into world title reckoning. I guess this is a bit of a dream scenario for you.
Yeah, definitely. To get a fight like this in the hometown, it's fantastic. I don't really care about the title, to be honest with you, because it means nothing to me. But when I win this fight, it'll give me possibly a straightforward title shot. I'm sure Jay feels the same. You know, if he wins, he should be getting a world title shot too. So the titles of the wee shitty belt, really, like, means nothing. But it's all the other ranking, and you know, both our styles are definitely going to gel, and it's going to be a brilliant fight for the public to watch.
I hope the IBF guy isn't here. With Jay, it's someone that you've spent lots of rounds sparring. You know him well. Presumably, neither of you would have taken the fight if you hadn't seen things that you thought, I could exploit that if we ever fought each other. So, what areas do you think you hold an edge over Jay in?
I'm definitely telling you. Sitting beside you, right? No, like, me and Jay sports are. He helped me out for a world title fight. It was let's make sure. It was a very good sparring partner for me. Good come forward fighter. So when I was offered the fight, I actually was hemming and hawing because I was thinking, like, why would I take this fight? Because I'm moving down to like flyweight. I win this title of flyweight, then it's going to put me in line for a world title of flyweight. What I want to be flyweight, but it was too big of an opportunity to turn down. It was getting European and Commonwealth titles at stake, but it's aren't at the minute. But Jay's 15-0, high ranking with all the governing bodies, so it was no brainer, you know, take it straight away.
Just lastly, on Jay coming over here, you're obviously a huge boxing hero in this city, and the Ulster Hall can get very loud. You're a step up perhaps in quality of opponent. Do you think maybe the environment Jay's going to be fighting in is something he might find tough as well?
Possibly, I'm not too sure. Just, I don't know. But for myself, you know, I fought all around the world in massive arenas and small arenas, packed out. So, you know, for me, it has no effect me whatsoever. Emotionally, nothing. You know, I'm an experienced fighter. Jay's experienced himself. I'm sure he can deal with it too. But you know, I can sit here talk shit all day. But the main thing is the fight is going to be a brilliant fight, and I'm sure the fans can't wait to see it.
So Jay Harris over from Wales, unbeaten, EBU champion, Commonwealth king, a real hope of a world title for Wales. Jay, you've heard what Paddy has to say. How do you respond to the sort of questions he'll pose you in the ring?
And well, me and Paddy, we spar together. We have massive respect for each other. But there's no bad blood or anything. It's just what it is we're gonna fight, and one of us is gonna win, one of us is gonna lose, and one of us is gonna go on the world honours. No, other than that, it's just gonna be great. Great fight for everybody, I think.
Given all that Paddy achieved as an amateur and his pedigree, undoubted technical talent, how big a step up is this for you, and how have you approached it differently as a result?
To be honest, I think this fight is probably the biggest fight I've had. He's been to 3 Olympic Games, so having Paddy on the record is massive. And having myself on his record is probably just as big as well. But yeah, three Olympic Games, yeah, it's a big name. It's a big name on the record, that is.
I guess all that's left for you, if you come through Friday night, is heading to world level. Which of the champions have you assessed the most closely?
To be honest, they're all pretty good. They're world champions at the end of the day, so they have to be good. But any world title fight would be great for me.
Superb. Thanks to all the fighters here. We're going to open up, that's all the questions from me obviously, we're going to open up the floor to any questions from journalists and media here. Just raise your hand.